guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's not a role play. I just got back literally 2 hours ago, no, more like 3, from the college I went to for an interview, and I think I did good. I will know in 2 to 2.5 weeks I got in. But today I decided I would give you some, well tonight, I decided I would give you some book recommendations. Books that I really enjoyed, that I think are worth the read. I really do. So, my new haircut, I got it cut, and it's just, I had it cut for the interview, and I like it, but it just feels like I'm trying too hard to be like Miley Cyrus or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's get on with the books. So, by the way, real quick, I did get a mic, a lapel mic. It's not binaural yet, but it is a lapel so I can whisper. But this camera doesn't have mic input, so I'll have to hook it up to my phone and do videos that way for whispering, like up close whispering and stuff. So let's get on to the books. The first book I have for you, a lot of people would disagree with, and it is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Parts 1 and 2 Special Rehearsal Edition Script. Now this book, there's a random piece of paper in it. That was from an old book review. The book is about, it's like, I think, 19 years? Yeah, okay, yeah, right here. 19 years later, after the end of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, it's like Harry Potter's kids, and Hermione's and Ron's and Draco's and everyone's kids. And I'll go ahead and read it, the thing to you. This is 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts. It was always difficult being Harry Potter, and it isn't much easier now that he's an overworked employee of the Ministry of Magic, a husband, and a father of 3 school-aged children. While Harry grapples with a past that refuses to stay where it belongs, his youngest son Albus must struggle with the weight of a family legacy he never wanted. As past and present fuse ominously, both father and son learn the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, darkness comes from unexpected places. Based on an original news story by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a new play by Jack Thorne. It is the 8th Harry Potter story, and the first to be officially presented on stage. The special rehearsal edition of the script brings the continued journey of Harry Potter and his friends and family to readers everywhere immediately following the play's world premiere in London's West End on July 30th, 2016. So it is the 8th book, technically. It was made into a play in London, and J.K. Rowling co-wrote it, which is why a lot of people don't like it, but personally I love it. I think it's a great addition to the story. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Part 1 and 2. The next book I have for you The next book I have is John Green's Paper Towns, which was turned into a movie, but I had bought the book before it was turned into a movie. I actually bought all of his books before any of them were turned into movies. And this one is basically about a girl who, they say in the book, she loved mystery so much that she decided to become one. So the book is basically basically a mystery about a boy who falls in love with a girl, and she goes missing, and he has to find her. And she leaves some little clues and stuff to go find him. And he won an Edgar Award, so that's really great. I'll go ahead and read the synopsis for you. It says, who is the real Margot? Quentin Jacobson has spent a lifetime loving the magnificently adventurous Margot Roth-Spiegelman from afar. So when she cracks open a window and climbs into his life, dressed like a ninja and summoning him for an ingenious campaign of revenge, he follows. After their all-nighter ends and a new day breaks, Q arrives at school. That's what they call him, Q. Q arrives at school to discover that Margot, always an enigma, has now become a mystery. But Q soon learns that these are clues, and they're for him. Urged down a disconnected path, the closer he gets, the less Q sees the girl he thought he knew. Really love this book. I liked it better than The Fault in Our Stars, to be honest. I've yet to see the movie, but John Green is an amazing writer. It's just any books by him. I haven't read them all, but I would suggest anything he's written. Honestly, I would. So, yeah, check it out. He's written 6 books so far. He's working on another one, I've heard. So, Paper Towns. The next book I have for you is more of a middle grade book, and it is James Patterson's Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life, which was also turned into a major motion picture. I got the cover before the major motion picture. So this one's actually, it has really cool. This one is really cool. It has pictures, you can see, and it's really short chapters like James Patterson always writes. And basically this kid who goes to a middle school, it's his first year in middle school, and it's basically the worst years of his life. And it's, he gets like, there's terrible teachers, a bad principal, they're evil. He says that it's like, there's like 8 books in the series so far, I think 8 or 9. I read the first 2, and I'm going to read the next few, just because I volunteer at a library, so for kids that want to read them, I can suggest them, because I work with the children's section. So I'll go ahead and read the synopsis for you. And it says, this is the totally insane story of how I, Wraith Ketchadorian, fought and overcame a diabolical teacher called the Dragon Lady, sold my soul to the school bully $1 at a time, wrestled with a live bear repeatedly, fell kind of in like with the most popular girl in school, went into the soda business and went bust, and accidentally on purpose hurt all the people I care about. The worst days of my life were good sometimes, bad sometimes, but mostly they were hilarious. See for yourself. So it's a comedy, but there is some serious things in it. Like there's honestly, it's a children's book, and I think he shouldn't have put things. Well, in a way, I think it's a good thing he did. There's some things in there about abuse and relationships, his parents and stuff, and it's a really good book though. It's not spoiling anything, but it's a really good book, and I would really suggest it. The sequel, I believe, is honestly, I don't remember. But there's like 8 or 9 books in the series, so this is Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life. The next book, this book is my favorite book, one of my favorite books of all time. You can tell because all these sticky notes. This is Stephen Chbosky's, I hope I'm saying that right, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This book is a coming-of-age tale, basically, about a teenager starting high school, and he has no friends, and he befriends these 2 teenagers, and their friend group, they're all seniors, and they basically, it's just a coming-of-age tale about love, and sex, and sexuality, and finding yourself. It's so good. So, Stephen Chbosky, it's his first novel he ever wrote, and it's been turned into a motion picture film. I unfortunately do have the movie tie-in version. I wish I had the original version, like the original cover, but it's the contents that matters. So it says, The Perks of Being a Wallflower is a story about what it's like to travel at strange course through the uncharted territory of high school, from the world on first dates, family dramas and new friends, of sex, drugs, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, of those wild and poignant roller coaster days known as growing up. Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture House mentioned in this, which is one of my favorite movies. My first ASMR video was horror movie recommendations, or my horror movie collection, I believe. Rocky Horror was in there. So that's where I learned about it, was this book. So Brooks being a wallflower. So the next book I have for you, by the way, I'm sorry I did a frame cut. I hate doing cuts in ASMR videos, but I'm using the restroom because it's 1 in the morning, and literally my grandmother just came in to use the restroom, so can't help it. The next book I have for you is Lois Ruby's Rebel Spirits, and this book is basically about this girl that moves into this inn with her parents in Gettysburg, and it's haunted. So it is haunted by history, bound by mystery. And I think I gave this like a 4 out of 5 stars from Goodreads. So it says, Lori Chase doesn't know what to think about ghosts. She may have seen a few in the past, but those are just childish imaginings, right? Only now that she is living in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, spirits seem to be on everyone's mind. The town is obsessed with this bloody Civil War history, and the old inn that Lori's parents run is supposedly haunted by the souls of dead soldiers. Then Lori meets one soldier, the devastatingly handsome Nathaniel Pierce. Nathaniel's soul cannot rest, and he desperately needs Lori's help, because Nathaniel was not killed in the famous battle. He was murdered. Lori begins to investigate the age-old mystery, stumbling upon shocking clues and secrets. At the same time, she can't help falling for Nathaniel, just as he is falling for her. So it's kind of like a ghost story, romance kind of type thing. It's pretty good. I will suggest it. I'm using the suggestions. So, I really liked it. Characterization was really great. I got this at a book fair, so definitely check this out. And the next book I have is not that growing, and it is Lois Duncan's I Know What You Did Last Summer. And down here it says they didn't mean to kill him. And yes, this is the book that inspired the movie series I Know What You Did Last Summer, but Lois Duncan hated the first movie. I don't think she ever was alive to see the rest of them, but she hated the first one because it was murder, and there's, like, the killer came back to kill everyone. There's no killings in this. They accidentally kill someone, and that's it. He doesn't come back to kill them or anything, he just haunts them. And, it says some secrets just won't stay buried. They didn't mean it. They didn't mean to hit the boy. There was a party and it was an accident, but they had futures to protect. So Barry, Julie, Helen, and Ray swore one another to secrecy. But now, a year later, someone knows. Julie receives a haunting anonymous threat. I know what you did last summer. The dark lie is unearthed, and before the 4 friends know it, they need to outsmart a killer, and they will be next to die. It's not entirely like the movie. There is more characters than there is in the movie, but it's an okay read. If you're definitely wanting something that's easy mystery, I would suggest it. It's a pretty thin book. It's like it's not even 200 pages. But she's also the author of Killing Mr. Griffin and Don't Look Behind You. So it's an okay book, and I would suggest it. The next book I have is Cindy Miles' Forevermore. So this is kind of like the Rebel Spirits in the way that it's a haunting romance. And this one has actually a really cool cover. I really like it. And it says, on a misty cliffside, mystery and romance await. Ivy Calhoun's life has been turned upside down. Her new stepdad has brought Ivy and her mom to live in an actual castle in the misty Scottish countryside. Excuse me. There are stone-faced servants and shadowy corridors full of secrets. Ivy is at once frightened and intrigued, especially when she meets Logan, a gorgeous, elusive ghost who haunts the castle grounds. Ivy is immediately drawn to him, but Logan is not the only spirit around. Something dark and deadly is afoot, and soon Ivy finds herself in mortal danger. Is Logan exactly what he seems? Could his mysterious past be tied to Ivy's president, and can Ivy stop Priscilla from falling in love with him? So, the book is pretty good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, I believe, just like Rebel Spirits. This is a haunted castle of forbidden love because, you know, he's a ghost. But again, if you want a mystery, like a ghost romance kind of thing, this is definitely a book for you. So, go ahead and grab it. And the next book I have for you is another controversial one. People like to throw back and forth on YouTube a lot. And it is Jennifer Niven's All the Bright Places. So, this one I actually got for $2 at an outlet store. So this book revolves around Violet and Finch, two unlikely people who meet when they are about to kill themselves by jumping off a school tower, the bell tower, and they talk each other down, and then romance blossoms. So, I'll go ahead and read you some of it, like the synopsis. It says, Theodore Finch is fascinated by death. Every day he thinks of ways he might die, but every day he also searches for and manages to find something to keep him here, and alive and awake. Violet Marquis lives for the future, counting the days until graduation, when she can escape her small Indiana town and her aching grief in the wake of her sister's death. When Finch and Violet meet on the ledge of the bell tower school, 6 stories above the ground, it's unclear who saves whom, and when the unlikely pair teams up on a class project to discover the natural wonders of their state, they go, as Finch says, where the road takes them. The grand, the small, the bizarre, the beautiful, the ugly, the surprising, just like life. Soon it's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, a bold, funny, live-out-loud guy who's not such a freak after all. And it's only with Finch that Violet forgets to count away the days and starts living them. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. This is a heart-wrenching, unflinching story of love shared, life lived, and 2 teens who find one another while standing on the edge. This book tore me apart. It ripped my heart out, and that's why I'm suggesting it, because if you want your heart ripped out, like a good, sad romance, read it. It's so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, honestly. I loved it. So, yeah. That's All the Bright Places. And the last book I have for you is a memoir, and it is by one of my favorite YouTubers. It is Connor Franta's A Work in Progress, and he has a 2nd book coming out, and I'm so excited about it, like, you have no idea. And, this one it's really pretty cover, by the way. It folds down on itself so that you can see the clouds. But this is basically just a memoir of his life growing up and stuff, and it's very, inspirational, I would say. It has a lot of photos and stuff, and it's a bunch of just essays. So, yeah, I don't know who Connor Franta is. He was a YouTuber who started out with his own channel, then teamed up with O2L, and then after that he went back to his own channel. And now he's like a coffee enthusiast and a writer and a photographer. He's just amazing. It says, in this intimate memoir of life beyond the camera, Connor Franta shares the lessons he has learned so far on his journey from small-town boy to internet sensation. Here, Connor offers a look at his Midwestern upbringing as one of 4 children in the home and one of 5 in the classroom. His struggles with identity, body image, and sexuality in his teen years, and his decision to finally pursue his creative and artistic passions in his early 20s, setting up his flourishing career as a YouTube personality, philanthropist, entrepreneur, and tastemaker. Exploring his past with insight and humor, his present with humility, and his future with hope, Connor reveals his private struggles while providing heartfelt words of wisdom for young adults. His words will resonate with anyone coming of age in the digital era, but at the core is a timeless message. Don't be afraid to be yourself and go after what you truly want. Beautifully designed, including photography and childhood clippings provided by Connor, this is a must-have for those seeking inspiration on their own journeys. This book, I absolutely love. This. I'm just a small-town kid trying to figure out my place in the big wide world. I've only been around for 22 years, and there's so much left for me to explore and learn. This book was so inspirational. I picked it up at a Barnes & Noble. I paid full price for it, which I never do, but it was Connor Franta. I had to. And I have a lot of YouTuber books. I have his, I have Damon Phil's, I have Tyler Oakley. I'm getting his second one. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I'm getting the money. I'm going to pre-order it. Let's see, I have some other YouTube books. I don't remember. I have some other ones. I think I have Hannah Hart's cookbook, if I'm not mistaken. But this book is amazing. I really suggest it for anyone looking for just inspiration. And it's really great. Alright guys, well that is all the books I have to suggest to you tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be getting back into role plays when I get the time. I'm almost done with high school. I graduate April 16th, so I'm almost done. And once I get started with my classes, like once I get started with my last class, I'll be zooming through it. I'll graduate before then, and I can start doing role plays. So I have some good ones in mind. So, but if you guys have any suggestions or any requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments. You know I always do requests. I love to do requests. I think someone requested today just whispering, not a non-whispering, just no rambling, just gum chewing. That's it. So I'll be doing one of those soon. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you got something out of this. Remember, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you are loved, guys. And I will see you next time.